nahulog sa sumunod na palapag matapos gumuho ang sahig ng isang shopping mall sa China.
Samantala, isang construction worker din naipit sa nasabing pagbagsak ng sahig. Mga detalye ng balita, abangan. Magandang gabi po. Ako po si Ricky Matay.
At ako si Nina Richie Alagaw Flores. Ito ang mata ng Agila International para sa headlines.
Fellow archipelagic states.
Mas pinagting maritime security at maritime domain awareness ng bansa, pinatutukan ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos.
DOH tiniyak na mababa ang posibilidad na mahawa ang publiko sa anthrax.
Paggunita sa 60 taong diplomasya sa pagitan ng China at France, isinagawa sa isang pagpupulong.
Pagkansela ng eleksyon sa Ukraine, makatutulong sa laban sa Russia. Ayon po yan kay President Volodymyr Zelensky.
At mga nagkampyong atleta ng bansa sa larangan ng chess at tennis, kilalanin. Pirmado na ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos ang Executive Order No. 57 na nag-aatas na palakasin ang maritime security at maritime domain ng Pilipinas. Ayon sa Pangulo, kailangan ng bansa ng mas malakas na maritime security para mabantayan ang teritoryo ng Pilipinas. Bukod sa pagbabantay sa teritoryo natin, kailangan ding mabantayan ang karapatan ng Pilipinas sa maritime zones. Sa ilalim ng Executive Order 57, magkakaroon ng reorganization sa National Coast Watch Council. Tatawagin nila itong National Maritime Council o NMC at pamumunuan ng Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin. Ang NMC ay magiging responsable sa pagbalangkas ng mga patakaran at estratehiya para tiyakin ang isang epektibong outline ng pamamahala para sa maritime security at domain awareness sa bansa.
Tinitingnan naman ng Philippine Coast Guard o PCG ang posibilidad na humingi ng tulong sa Australia para palakasin ang kanilang mga barko. Kasunod po ito ng mga panghaharas ng China sa West Philippine Sea. Nagbibigay kasi ang gobyerno ng Australia ng mga patrol boats o sa maliliit na bansa sa South Pacific Ocean bilang bahagi ng kanilang Pacific Maritime Security Program. Sa harap nito, target ng Coast Guard na bumili ng 2 patrol boats sa global shipbuilder ng Austal ng Australia mula sa shipyard ng Austal sa Balamban, Cebu. Partikular na ang Guardian-class 39.5-meter patrol boat ng Austal habang ang gobyerno ng Pilipinas ay kasalukuyang pinalalakas ang lokal na paggawaan ng barko. Ang pagbili nito ay hiwalay pa sa 3 bagong barkong bibilihin mula sa Austal na gagamitin pang depensa ng West Philippine Sea.
Pinangunahan naman ni Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr. ang change of command ng Philippine National Police o PNP sa Campo Crame. Itinalaga ni Pangulong Marcos si Police General Romel Francisco Marbil bilang bagong hepe ng pambansang pulisya. Pinalitan ni Marbil si General Benjamin Acorda Jr. na nagretiro noong Marso 27. Sa kanyang talumpati, nanawagan si PBBM sa mahigit 230,000 pulis at publiko na suportahan ang ika-30 hepe ng PNP. Sa assumption speech naman ni Marbil, tiniyak ng bagong hepe ng PNP na mahusay na tutugunan ng mandato sa kanya ng Pangulo kabilang ang paglaban sa kriminalidad ng bansa. Samantala, may panawagan naman si PBBM sa buong pambansang pulisya.
Police General Marbil, you have my full confidence and my full support as you begin to champion a police that is pro-God, pro-country, pro-people, pro-environment. Let us work closely with you in addressing emerging threats such as cybercrime, terrorism, and transnational crimes. We shall continue to uphold the highest standards of professionalism and give the finest service to our beloved citizens. Let us now ensure that the PNP will be agents of progressive transformation in the lives of our people by ensuring the safety and well-being of every community in the land.
Kasabay nito, pinasalamatan ni Pangulong Marcos si General Acorda at pinuri ito dahil sa 11 buwang mahusay na pamumuno sa kapulisan. Kinilala rin ng Pangulo ang 5-focus agenda ni Acorda na ani ay gumabay sa PNP para sa mas tapat na law enforcement operations at enhanced information technology capabilities. Aniya, sa ilalim ng liderato ni Acorda, bumaba ang krimen sa bansa at tumaas naman ang tiwala ng publiko sa mga pulis.
In a survey conducted by Okta Research last year, the PNP was recognized as the third highest performing and most trusted among 25 government agencies in the second quarter of 2023, receiving a 76% trust rating. This indicates the public's increasing trust and confidence in the police force. So for all these and more, I congratulate and salute General Acorda for a job well done.
Emosyonal naman si Acorda nang alisin ang kanyang badge sa dibdib at tanggapin ang kanyang retirement honor. Ganun pa man, masaya ang kanyang pamilya dahil sa wakas, mas makakasama na nila sa bahay ang kanilang ama.
Benjamin, now, after 37 years, 1 month, and 14 days of faithful police service, and upon your retirement day, it is now time to retire your badge. You may now detach your badge. Welcome home, Papa.
And I'm honored and grateful for the opportunity to have been part of this endeavor. Sir, if I fell short of your expectations, I will take full responsibility. But I say, I did my best. If I happen to exceed your expectation, I humbly attribute our achievements to the men and women of the PNP, from the command group down to the policemen in the streets, as well as to our non-uniformed personnel, especially to the families of those who selflessly sacrificed their lives just to fulfill your marching order.
Samantala, nangako si PNP Chief Marbil na tututukan ng pulisya ang paglaban sa mga krimen at pagpapabuti ng tiwala ng publiko sa mga pulis. Binigyang diin niya ang kahalagahan ng pagsasagawa ng transparency at accountability sa kanilang trabaho.
To begin, we shall prioritize integrating the PNP secured, mobile, artificial intelligence-driven and real-time smart policing program and ICT development roadmap in our operations, including an active drive to recruit and train a new generation of police officers and support staff with technical expertise and specialized IT skills. As the 30th Chief of the Philippine National Police, it is my intention to build on the strides made so far to ensure that there is both continuity and improvement, that the PNP remains effective at its job while evolving to become a modern Filipino police force for a modern Filipino society. Dito, sa bagong Pilipinas, isa lang ang gusto ng pulis, ligtas ka.
And congratulations, sir.
Sa iba pang balita, tiniyak naman ng Department of Health o DOH sa publiko na mababa ang posibilidad na makahawa ang anthrax. Ayon sa DOH, minomonitor ng ahensya ang posibleng pagkalat ng nasabing sakit. Ito po ay kasunod na magtala ng 54 na kaso ang bansang Laos. Paliwanag ng DOH, hindi kagaya ng flu, person-to-person ang transmission ng anthrax. Kumakalat ang anthrax kapag nalanghap ang spores ng bakterya o hindi kaya ay sa mga pagkain at inumin na nakakontaminate ng bakterya. Dagdag pa po ng DOH, karaniwan na mga livestock animals katulad ng mga kambing, tupa at baka ang pinanggagalingan ng anthrax. Nakikipagtulungan na rin ang DOH sa Department of Agriculture para mabantayan ang livestocks ng Pilipinas.
Kumpiyansa ang Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas o BSP na magdudulot ng maraming kliyente ang digitalization sa microfinance institutions. Ayon kay BSP Governor Eli Remolona Jr., asahan na hindi lamang dadami ang mga Pilipino na magkakainteres sa nasabing serbisyo, magiging mas mahusay pa ang kanilang karanasan dito. Dagdag pa niya, ang digitalization ay magiging tulay para sa mga taong hindi kayang maabot ng tradisyonal na mga serbisyong pinansyal. Karamihan sa mga kliyente ng microfinances ay mga maliliit na negosyante, may-ari ng microbusiness, mga pamilyang may mababang kita, magsasaka at iba pa. Sinabi rin ni Remolona na bukod sa pagpapautang, ang microfinance ay nagbibigay din sa mga Pilipino ng madaling access sa pag-iimpok, pag-iinvest at insurance. Ito ay magbibigay sa kanila ng kakayanan na pamahalaan ng mabuti ang kanilang mga resources at protektahan ang kanilang sarili laban sa ilang mga panganib na pinansyal.
Patuloy naman po ang pagbaba ng level ng tubig sa Angat Dam sa Bulacan dahil sa labis na init na epekto ng El Nino phenomenon. Sa datos ng Pag-asa, umabot sa 190.03 ang level ng tubig sa naturang dam. Umabot sa 9.20 meters ang ibinaba ng tubig sa dam mula noong nakaraang araw kung saan naitala ang 199.23 metrong level ng tubig. Ito ay mababa ng 12.97 meters sa normal na mataas na antas ng level ng tubig na 212 meters. Mataas pa rin naman ito ng 19.23 meters sa minimum na level ng tubig na 180 meters para sa operasyon ng dam. Kaugnay po nito, sinabi ni Pag-asa hydrologist Richard Orindain na posibleng mas bumaba pa ang antas ng tubig sa Angat na mas mababa sa 180 meters sa buwan naman po yan ng Hunyo. Samantala, ang antas ng tubig sa Ipo Dam at La Mesa Dam ay nagpakita rin ng malaking pagbaba, bagaman pareho pa rin silang nasa itaas ng kanilang kritikal na level. Magpapatupad naman ng dagdag bawas sa mga produktong petrolyo ang iba't ibang oil companies bukas. 45 centavos ang dagdag presyo sa kada litro ng gasolina. Piso at 5 sentimos naman ang tapyas presyo sa kada litro ng kerosino gas, habang 6 sentimos sa diesel. Unang magpapatupad ng dagdag bawas sa pump prices ang clean fuel mamayang 12:01 ng hating gabi sa kaparehong presyo at produkto maliban sa kerosene na hindi nila dinadala. Habang alas 6 ng umaga bukas, susunod sa mixed price adjustments ang Pilipinas Shell, Sea Oil Philippines at iba pang oil companies. Paliwanag ng Oil Industry Management Bureau ng Department of Energy, ang dahilan ng price hike sa gasolina ay dahil bahagyang tumaas ang demand nito habang hindi naman nadagdagan ang supply nito sa world market. Kabaliktaran naman sa diesel at kerosene na humina ang demand at mataas ang stock kaya nabawasan ang mga presyo nito.
Samantala, nagpatubad ng rollback sa liquefied petroleum gas ang Petron Corporation. Sa anunsyo ng nasabing kumpanya, epektibo alas 12 ng tanghali kanina nang tapyasan nila ng piso ang kada kilo ng kanilang gasul. Nangangahulugang 11 piso ang ibinaba sa presyo ng kada 11 kilogram na tangke ng cooking gas o LPG. Una nang nag-anunsyo ang Regasco na nagbawas din sila ng 30 sentimos kada kilo ng kanilang LPG at 3 piso at 30 sentimos naman ang mababawas sa kada 11 kilogram na tangke.
Susunod, dating Pangulo ng Taiwan magsasagawa ng peace journey sa China. Eleksyon sa Ukraine, kinansela ni Zelensky. At Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu sasailalim sa isang operasyon. Ang iba pang mga detalye sa pagbabalik na Mata ng Agila International.
senaryo. Mga eksklusibong pangyayari na sa amin nyo lang pong napanood at mga expose na nagbigay sa atin ng babala. Kaya kung kayo po'y may sumbong at reklamo, mag-text lamang sa 0915-415-1035. Mag-email sa responde@net25.com at magpadala ng mensahe sa ating pong Facebook page at Net25TV. Yan ang tatak Responde. May aksyon na, may solusyon pa.
Let's get together. Sunnet 25. Sunnet 25.
The Sinibata Video Festival is calling for submission of entries with this year's theme, Friendship in Diversity. If you are a Filipino video content creator for children, on television or online platform, show us your best work for a chance to represent the Philippines at the 4th Southeast Asia Video Festival in Malaysia. Deadline of submission of entries is on June 14, 2024. For inquiries, visit or contact the following.
This portion is brought to you by Robic Builders.
At nagbabalik ang mata ng Agila International. Bumisita sa China si dating Taiwanese President Ma Ying-jeou para sa tinatawag niyang peace journey. Kasama ng dating leader ang ilang estudyante ng kanyang foundation na bumisita sa China sa loob ng 11 araw. Layo ng grupo na mabawasan o palamigin ang political tensions sa pagitan ng Taiwan at China.
我这一次带着我们大九学堂的青年学子，再一次的访问大陆，就是希望在当前两岸情势紧张的时候，传递我们台湾人民爱好和平，希望两岸交流，避免战争的心声。我们此行既是和平之旅，也是友谊之旅。
Bibisitahin ni dating Taiwanese President Ma at mga estudyante niya ang ilang universidad sa China, pati na rin ang ilang technological companies. Hindi naman tiyak kung pakikipagpulong o makikipagpulong sila kay Chinese President Xi Jinping. Para sa China, bahagi ng kanilang teritoryo ang Taiwan. Ilang beses na rin inihayag ng gobyerno ni Xi na hindi nila isinasantabi ang paggamit ng puwersa para maibalik ang Taiwan sa pamamahala ng China. Pero nananatiling positibo si dating Taiwanese President Ma na ang kanyang peaceful journey sa China o pakikipagkaibigan sa kabilang panig ang siyang reresolba sa problema ng Beijing at Taipei.
我已经卸任总统8年了，没有公职，也没有党职，唯一能做的就是尽一己之力，推动两岸青年交流，推动两岸民间减少敌意，累积善意。去年。 我们证明这个方式是可行的，透过两岸人年轻人建立友谊，可以化解了许多两岸之间的对立。
Sa iba pang balita, nagpulong sila Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi at French Foreign Minister Stéphane Chizon sa Beijing. Ang nasabing pulong ay para sa paggunita sa 60 taong diplomatic relations ng China at France. Ito rin po ang unang pagkakataon para sa China na makipagdialogo sa ibang bansa na nasa Europa. Nais na Foreign Minister Wang at Chizon na mas palakasin pa ang ugnayan ng China at France sa pamamagitan ng turismo at pagkilala ng kanya-kanyang kultura. Isang paraan para makamit ito ayon kay Foreign Minister Wang ay ang pagkakaroon ng people-to-people exchanges sa pagitan ng France. Nagpasalamat din si Wang kay Foreign Minister Chizon sa pagpapahalaga nito sa China. Binigyan diin kasi ni Chizon na walang intensyon ang Europa na humiwalay sa pakikipagkalakalan sa China.
我也很欣赏外长先生2次重申，欧洲是开放的，这个欧洲不愿意去跟中国脱钩。最近我也听到很多的欧洲的政界的人士啊。 也在强调这一点，不能跟中国脱钩，跟中国脱钩那才是最大的。
Sa kasalukuyan, pangatlo ang France sa pinakamalaking trading partner ng China. Ang China naman ang nangungunang trading partner ng France sa Asia. Sa nakalipas na 60 taon, ang taunang bilateral trade volume ng China at France ay tumaas ng higit sa 800 beses o mula $100 million noong 1964 hanggang $81.2 billion noong taong 2023. Samantala, nakiusap si Foreign Minister Xi Jinping sa China na magbigay ito ng malinaw na mensahe sa kaalyado nitong Russia tungkol sa Moscow-Kyiv conflict. Naniniwala si Foreign Minister Xi Jinping na hindi magkakaroon ng kapayapaan o seguridad sa Europa kung walang negosasyong mangyayari kasama ang Ukraine.
Évidemment, la Chine joue un rôle clé dans l'indépendance, le respect du droit international, y compris la souveraineté de l'Ukraine. Et donc, nous attendons évidemment de la Chine qu'elle passe des messages très clairs à la Russie.
Sa ibang balita, naabo ang isang pabrika sa Nan'an City, China. Makikita sa video ang may team na usok na bumabalot sa gusali. Inapula naman ng mga responding bumbero ang apoy. Ayon sa mga saksi, nagsimula ang sunog sa loob ng gusali. Inilikas naman ang mga residenteng malapit sa pinangyarihan ng sunog. Pinag-iingat din ng mga otoridad ang mga residente sa masamang dulot ng usok sa kalusugan.
Sugatan ng isang babae at isang construction worker nang gumuho ang sahig ng isang shopping mall sa Zhejiang City, China. Kita po sa CCTV kung paano nahulog ang babae sa loob ng fashion store bago gumuho ang sahig at tuluyang lamunin ito. Kasamang naipit sa mga debris ang isang construction worker na nasa first floor. Nailigtas ng emergency crew ang dalawa na sunod na isinugod naman sa ospital. Tiniyak ng mga medical workers na nasa mabuting kalagayan ang dalawa. Ayon sa manager ng mall, maaaring ang pagkasira ng load-bearing wall ang sanhi ng pagguho ng sahig.
7 manggagawa ang namatay matapos mahulog ang crane sa isang factory sa Rayong Province, Thailand. Agad namang dumating ang mga rescuers sa lugar pero hindi nila nailabas ang mga bangkay ng mga biktima at ang mga sugatan sa nasabing factory. Ayon sa mga opisyal, nagtipo ng mga ito upang hingin sa may-ari ng pabrika ang pagbabayad ng kompensasyon sa pamilya ng bawat namatay. Patuloy ang ginagawang investigasyon ng mga otoridad sa nangyaring aksidente para malaman ang sanhi at mabigyan ng hustisya ang mga biktima. Madalas ang mga aksidente sa konstruksyon sa Thailand kung saan madalas na hindi sumusunod ng mga operator ang mga kinakailangang patakaran sa kaligtasan.
Bumangga ang isang malaking barge sa haligi ng Arkansas River Bridge sa Salsa, Oklahoma. Agarang sinara ng mga otoridad ang tulay para ma-inspeksyon ng mga inhinyero. Ayon po sa Oklahoma Department of Transportation, nagtamo ng ilang pagkasira ang haligi ng tulay. Makalipas ang 2 oras, binuksan na ang tulay matapos matukoy na ligtas pa rin itong daanan. Wala namang naitalang sugatan sa nasabing insidente.
Isang lalaki naman ang ligtas na nakaiwas sa isang lumilipad na saw blade sa Eugene, Oregon. Makikita sa CCTV footage, makbagal na naglalakad ang lalaki bago ito pumasok sa isang convenience store. Makalipas lamang ang ilang segundo, makikita ang isang saw blade na lumipad at tumama sa pinto ng gusali. Ayon sa management ng store, galing ang isang saw blade sa isang katabing construction site.
Nagtulong-tulong ang mga bumbero sa pag-apula ng sunog sa isang apartment sa Lomita, California. Naapula ang sunog makalipas ang halos 4 na oras. Ayon po sa Los Angeles County Fire Department, higit sa 150 bumbero ang rumuspende para tuluyang mapatay ang apoy. Ligtas na nailikas ang lahat ng residente ng nasabing gusali. Samantalang nagsagawa naman ang investigasyon ng mga otoridad para matukoy ang sanhi ng sunog. Naudlot ang presidential elections ngayong araw sa Ukraine.
Si Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky ang sinasabing nagkansela ng eleksyon. Ang termino ni Zelensky ay magtatapos ngayong 20 ng Mayo pero una na niyang inihayag na wala siyang oras para sa halalan. Sinabi ng ilang legal experts na dapat mag-resign si Zelensky at ang magiging de jure head of state ng Ukraine ay ang kanilang speaker na si Ruslan Stefanchuk. Kung hindi niya bibitiw sa pwesto si Zelensky, maituturing na isa siyang usurper. Hindi pa nagbibigay ng pahayag si President Zelensky ukol sa nasabing isyung politikal.
Dinagdaan naman ni President Vladimir Putin ang isang decree na nananawagang pumasok ang 150 kataon na pumasok sa Russian military. Ang routine spring conscription campaign ay isasagawa 2 beses sa isang taon. Target nito na ang mga lalaking nasa edad 18 hanggang 30 para lumahok sa isang taong mandatory military service.
Sinalakay ng mga pulis ng Peru ang tahanan ng kanilang Pangulo na si Dina Boluarte bilang tugon sa panawagan ng mga opisyal na maghanap ng ebidensya. Humigit kumulang 20 opisyal mula sa Public Prosecutor's Office at 20 pulis ang unang sumalakay sa bahay ni Boluarte bago pumasok sa palasyo. Nauna nang napaulat sa isang news outlet na ang Pangulo ay nagmamay-ari ng mga mamahaling relo na Rolex. Kinundi na naman ng gobyerno ng Peru ang pagsalakay at sinabing labag ito sa konstitusyon. Inamin naman ni Boluarte na siya nga ay mayroong mga relo na Rolex, ngunit sinabi niyang binili niya ang mga ito gamit ang perang kanyang kinita bago pa man siya naging presidente.
Soy respetuosa de la investigación fiscal. Sin embargo, rechazo la forma como se hace de manera discriminatoria e inconstitucional.
Umaasa si Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu na makabalik agad sa trabaho matapos siyang sumailalim sa isang surgery dahil sa hernia. Sumailalim si Netanyahu sa isang routine check-up noong Sabado dito na pag-alaman ng kanyang mga doktor na siya ay may hernia o luslos. Ito po ay isang kondisyon kung saan ang malambot na tissue o muscle na naglalaman o bumabalot sa mga internal organs ng abdomen at iba pang bahagi ng katawan ay napunit o nabutas. Pansamantalang pumalit sa pwesto ni Netanyahu sa Israeli Justice Minister Yariv Levin. Inihayag naman ng tanggapan ni Netanyahu na tagumpay ang operasyon at siya ay nasa maayos na kalagayan na at nagpapagaling. Sumailalim din si Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu sa heart surgery noong nakaraang taon kung saan siya ay nilagyan ng pacemaker.
Lumubog sa baha ang Montmorillon town sa southeastern France. Bunsod dito ng malakas na ulan na dahilan para umapaw ang mga ilog sa ilang bahagi ng Western France. Mahigit 100 kalsada ang isinara dahil sa baha. Samantalang nasa 30 kabahayan ang inilikas ng mga otoridad. Bukod sa Montmorillon town, 12 lugar din sa France ang isinailalim ng mga lokal na pamahalaan sa orange flood alert. Kabilang na dito ang Charente Maritime, Dordogne at Gironde. Ang mga lugar na nasa listahan ng orange flood alert ay may mataas na panganib ng pagbaha. Nag-deploy din ang mga otoridad ng mahigit 500 bumbero at mga sundalo para tulungan ang mga biktima ng baha. Susunod, ano nga ba ang sakit na pertussis? Ano ang dapat abangan sa Abril 8? At 2 Pinoy na naman ang nakapaghatid ng Pinoy Pride sa larangan ng sports. Ang iba pang mga detalye sa pagbabalik yan ng Mata ng Agila International.
This portion is brought to you by North Luzon Express Terminal.
Hello mga Kanet 25! It's me, ang inyong kaibigan kabalitaan kakampi at kakwentuhan tuwing linggo ng hapon. Corina Sanchez Rojas po at mayroon akong importanteng announcement para sa inyong lahat. Ang paborito po ninyong inaabangan na Corina Interviews simula ngayong April 7 ay mapapanood na ninyo tuwing 6 p.m. bago po ang ating time slot. Kaya kailangan makasunod din po kayo, ha? Kaya walang bibitiw dahil sa ating new time slot, we will be giving you fresher, bolder, and bigger episodes mula sa inyong mga paboritong mga celebrities. Only here on Corina Interviews on Net25 Sundays, 6 p.m. na po yan. Kita-kits!
Let's get together sa Net25. Sa Net25.
Kapag gumawa ka ng kalokohan, mapapahamak ang mama. Kung kailan mukhang nanalo na si Yunha.
Nandito ako para makita ka sa huling pagkakataon. Kalimutan mo na lang ako.
Ikakasal ka kay Sarah Hong. Magsisimula na ang tunay na paghiganti ni Carrie.
Yajun ko! Sa presinto ka na lang magpaliwanag, sir.
Pero ito nga ba ang gusto ni Janice? Gracious Revenge, gabi-gabi, 8 p.m. dito lang sa Net25.
Sa Net25.
Sa pagpapatuloy ng ating mga balita, naitala ang Pertussis o whooping cough outbreak sa iba't ibang lugar sa Pilipinas. Kasama po rito ang Iloilo, Quezon City at sa Cavite, makaraang tumaas ang kaso at mayroong mga nasawi. Ayon sa Department of Health, ang sintomas ng pertussis ay nag-uumpisa sa mga flu-like symptoms katulad po ng sipon, ubo at lagnat. Dagdag pa ng DOH, ang pertussis o tuspirina ay maaaring lumala sa loob lamang ng 2 linggo at kadalasang sinusundan ng matinis at ipit na paghinga kapag umuubo. Ang sakit na ito ay nakakahawa sa pamamagitan ng respiratory droplets na naiipon sa hangin kapag ang isang taong may sakit o umuubo o bumabahing. Ayon naman po kay Epidemiology and Surveillance Department Chief Dr. Rolly Cruz, ang pagtaas ng kaso ng naturang sakit ay dulot ng kawalan ng bakuna sa mga sanggol. Una nang ipinayo ng health experts sa mga magulang na pabakunahan po ang inyong mga sanggol laban sa pertussis. Dapat takpan ang bibig kapag umuubo o bumabahing at gamitin ang disposable tissue o wipes o hindi kaya ay ang siko o braso, hindi ang mga kamay para maiwasan ang pagkalat ng mikrobyo. Mahalaga rin ang palaging paghuhugas ng mga kamay o paggamit ng alkohol kung walang malinis sa tubig at sabon. Ngunit higit sa lahat, ang pinaka-epektibong proteksyon laban sa pertussis ay ang bakuna. Sa patuloy na pagmomonitor ng DOH sa mga kaso ng pertussis sa bansa, naitala nila ang 28 bagong kaso nitong Marso lamang. Sa kabuuan, umaabot na po ito sa 568 kaso mula Enero hanggang Marso ngayong taong 2024, kung saan 4 na po sa mga ito ang nauwi sa kamatayan. Ayon sa datos ng DOH, ang mga rehiyon katulad ng Metro Manila, Calabar Zone, Western Visayas, Mimaropa at Central Visayas ang may pinakamabilis sa pagtaas ng kaso ng pertussis sa bansa. 27% ng mga kasong ito ay naitala sa Metro Manila.
Kinailangang i-reset ng kumpanyang AT&T ang mga passcodes ng kanilang mga customer. Ito ay matapos na mag-leak online ang personal data ng 73 milyong kasalukuyan o dating mga AT&T customers. Ayon sa kumpanya, wala pa silang ebidensya na nagpapatunay na ninakaw nga ang personal data ng kanilang mga customer. Pero humingi na sila ng saklolo sa mga cybersecurity experts para investigahan ang nangyaring data breach. Kabilang sa mga impormasyong nailathala sa dark web ay ang address, mga numero ng social security, email addresses, araw ng kapanganakan, IBAN at passcodes ng AT&T customers. Tiniyak naman ng kumpanya na hindi na-hack ang financial information ng kanilang mga kliyente. Ang supply ng maple syrup reserve ng Canada ay bumaba ng 6.9 million pounds o mahigit 3 milyong kilo. Ang kaisa-isang maple syrup reserve ay matatagpuan sa Quebec. Kaya nitong magimpok ng 133 milyong pounds ng maple syrup taon-taon. Pero ayon sa mga eksperto, apektado ng mainit na panahon ang produksyon ng maple syrup. Ang maple syrup production ay karaniwang ginagawa sa pagitan ng Marso at Abril. Sa mga buwang ito, balanse ang malamig at mainit na temperatura sa Quebec. Ang malamig na panahon ay tumutulong sa maple tree para sumipsip ng tubig mula sa lupa, habang ang mas mainit na panahon naman ang tumutulak sa tubig pababa ng ilalim ng puno para mas madali ang pag-aani ng maple syrup. Dagdag pa ng mga eksperto, hindi pa naman nakakaapekto sa presyo ng maple syrup products ang pagbaba ng supply ng maple syrup reserves.
Samantala, unang araw pa lamang ng buwan ng Abril, pinaghahanda na po na maraming mga siyentipiko ang natatanging kaganapan sa susunod na Lunes. Kung anong kaabang-abang na event na ito, alamin sa report ni JD Mahinay.
Lubusan ang paghahanda ng mga siyentipiko para sa Abril 8 dahil isang natatanging astronomical event ang masasaksihan sa iba't ibang panig ng mundo ng sabay-sabay. Isang total solar eclipse ang matutunghayan sa langit na magtatagal ng higit kumulang na 4 na minuto at 28 segundo. Ang solar eclipse na ito ay mas mahaba pa sa bumalot sa langit ng United States noong taong 2017. Aasahan din na sa araw na iyon ay mas marami pa ang makakasaksi nito dahil ang ruta kung saan tuwirang makikita ang eclipse ay nasa matataong lugar ng Pacific Coast, Midwest, Mid-Atlantic, New England, Eastern Canada at Atlantic. Ayon sa mga siyentipiko, tinatalang halos 44 milyong katao sa Mexico at higit 32 milyong katao naman sa Amerika ang tiyak na makakasubaybay ng eclipse. Samantala, paalala ng NASA na hindi ligtas sa mata ng isang tao ang sinag ng araw sa panahon ng eclipse, kahit gumamit pa ang isa ng pangkaraniwang sunglasses. Anya, dapat gumamit ng espesyal na eclipse glasses para makaiwas sa pagkasira ng mata. Ang susunod na total solar eclipse ay nakatakda sa taong 2026. Ang mga hilagang bahagi ng Greenland, Iceland at Spain ang mas makakatutok nito. JD Mahinay para sa mata ng Agila International. Trusted, connected, on point.
Malapit ng sumunod bilang pang-17 Filipino Grandmaster si Daniel Quezon matapos makamit ang panalo sa Hanoi GM Chess Tournament sa Vietnam. Ang 20 anyos na two-time national champion ay nagtala ng 7-point requirement matapos niyang talunin ang Vietnamese GM na si Bui Hivin sa 9th at final round ng paligsahan. Naging daan ito para mapalapit sa minimithi niyang titulo. Ngayon, kailangan na lamang ni Quezon na makakuha ng 2,500 rating plateau para maging isang full-fledged Grandmaster. Sa kasalukuyan, si Quezon ay may 2,460.6 rating. Ngayong Abril, sasabak si Quezon sa Thailand tournament, 3 meets sa Vietnam at 2 o 3 ring laban na planong itayo ng kanyang coach na si FIDE Master Ruel Abelgas sa Mayo at sa Hunyo.
Sa sports pa rin, nakamit ni Filipino tennis star Alex Agila at partner nito ang kampyonato sa doubles ng W75 Cross Boberg Tournament sa France. Tinalo ni Ayala at French partner nitong si Estelle Casquino ang top seed na tambalan ni Jessica Pinchet ng France at British Maya Lumsden sa score na 7-5, 7-6. Mataas na antas ang performance ang pinakita ni Ayala at Casquino buong tournament dahil sa top 8 stage pa lang ay pinatumba na nila ang second seed na sina Emily Appleton ng UK at Isabel Haverlag ng Netherlands. Ang nasabing panalo ay siyang pangalawang doubles crown ni Ayala ngayong season matapos makuha nito ng doubles sa W50 Pune sa India noong Enero.
Malungkot naman pong balita mula sa Hollywood. Pumanaw na ang aktor na si Chance Perdomo matapos maaksidente habang sakay ang kanyang motorsiklo sa Los Angeles, California, USA. Ayon sa kanyang representative na si Rachel Hunt, ay labis ang kanilang kalungkutan sa 27-year-old na aktor. Base sa investigasyon ng pulisya na mag-isa lamang na aksidente ang aktor at wala namang ibang nadamay pa. Si Perdomo ay pinanganak noong October 19, 1996 at lumaki sa Los Angeles, subalit siya ay nagtungo ng London upang isulong ang kanyang acting career. Nakilala si Perdomo sa pagganap niya bilang si Ambrose Spellman sa 4 na seasons ng Chilling Adventures of Sabrina at Andre Anderson sa tanyag na palabas sa Gen V. Taong 2019 nang nagwagi siya bilang Best Actor sa BAFTA TV Award para sa pelikulang Killed by My Dad.
Naibenta sa halagang $718,750 ang pintuang ginamit ni Rose, karakter ni Kate Winslet sa pelikulang Titanic. Mahigit 5,500 bidders sa buong mundo ang sumali sa auction para mabili ang nasabing pinto na ginamit sa set ng Titanic noong 1990s. Ang pintong ito ay gawa sa balsa wood at kamukha ng debris ng barkong Titanic. Ito rin ang pintong pinagamit ni Jack, karakter ni Leonardo DiCaprio, para iligtas si Rose sa nagyayelong North Atlantic Ocean. Simula noong 1997, umani ng samut-saring debate ang pintuang ito matapos sabihin ng iba na posibleng mabuhay si Jack o Leonardo at maligtas silang dalawa ni Rose o Kate dahil kasya naman daw sila sa ibabaw ng pinto. Pero sabi naman ng iba, hindi kasya sina Jack at Rose sa ibabaw ng nasabing pinto. Masisira lamang daw o lulubog ang pinto kung magpipilit silang sumakay pareho sa ibabaw nito. Noong 2022, humingi ng tulong ang Titanic director na si James Cameron para tuldukan na ang mahigit 3 dekadang debate. Kasya ba sina Rose at Jack sa ibabaw ng pinto o hindi? Nagsagawa ng forensic study si Cameron at kumonsulta pa sa hypothermia experts para subukan kung kaya nga ba ng 2 tao na nasa ibabaw ng pinto na mabuhay kahit napakalamig ng kanilang paligid. Ang resulta ng siyentipikong pag-aaral? Sabi ni Cameron, 1 tao lang ang pwedeng sumakay sa pinto. Kaya hindi pwedeng mabuhay o maligtas pareho ang mga karakter ni Leonardo at Kate. Dagdag pa ni Cameron, hindi magtatangkang sumakay si Jack sa wood panel kung malalagay naman sa panganib ang buhay ng pinakamamahal niyang si Rose.
Susunod, mga alagang hayop makasasakay na sa pet-friendly train ng Taipei sa Taiwan. Isang gurong Pinoy naman ang pinarangalan ng Estados Unidos. At abangan ito at iba pa mga istorya pagdating naman ni Miss Alma Angeles at ng Net25 World News. Ang iba pang mga detalye sa pagbabalik na Mata ng Agila International.
It's good to be back! Welcome to Season 3 ng Magandang Araw.
Magandang araw, magandang araw.
nating episode. Nandito tayo sa Anilao, Batangas.
Magandang araw.
Excited ako dahil makakasama natin ang ating first guest.
Akala nyo, walang bayad dito. Ha? I did not even have to sing or dance. Papakainin lang niya ako ng cheesecake mamaya.
Cheesecake lang.
Ganun lang ang kapalit.
Sasama niya tayo sa kanyang paboritong hobby.
Magandang araw. Magandang araw. Magandang araw. Magandang araw. Magandang araw. Magandang araw.
Wala pa nag-i-interview sa akin, ha? Wala pa. Magdahan-dahan ka sa mga tanong mo, ha? Baka ma-eject ka dyan sa upuan mo.
Kaya, tara na!
Magandang araw. Good night. Magandang araw. Magandang araw. Magandang araw. Let's get together. Sunday 25. Sunday 25.
Huwagin na po, pamilya! At sama-sama tayo magsaya at tumawa sa paborito ninyong game show tuwing linggo ng gabi.
Please, let's welcome our Tara Gamers na acrobats! Wow!
Gawin mo nga yung isa yung nakataas. Tapos umarap ka kay Yuki, sabi mo, Yuki, I love you.
Ay, Yuki.
Hi!
Yan! Kaya naman ipapasa yung tanong na yan.
Kay Toto.
Baka si Toto ang napili mo.
Kung nga, di ko alam siya pa kaya.
Toto!
Ropelia po.
Itong dalawa to, kayo naman ito magkaaway eh. And this is the game! Agad-agad!
Level up!
Level up!
Let's get together. Sunday 25. Sunday 25.
Sa Taipei Metro, all smiles at chill ang mga pet lovers at kanilang mga alagang hayop habang nag-aabang ng tren. Super welcome kasi at malayang gumala mga cute na aso at pusa sa istasyon ng tren. Paano naman kasi, 4 na special trains ang inihanda ng Taipei Rapid Transit Corporation o TRTC para makabonding ng mga alagang hayop ang kanilang mga fur parents.
一列宠物专车哦，那今年推出了4列车，16个班次。那参加的民众也都不需要报名，那我们每一个站都停靠，也就是说可以让这一次参加的这个民众或者事主可以更多元，让他们都能够带着他心爱的这个毛孩呢来参加这样的活动。
Pinuri ng pet owner na si Astrid Lin ang pamunuan ng TRTC. Anya, masaya ang kanyang alagang asong si Tonku dahil nakaasakay ito sa tren. Umaasa rin si Astrid at ang ibang pet lovers na gaya ng ibang bansa, magpatupad pa ang Taiwan ng karagdagang pet-friendly metro ride policies.
我们觉得很好玩，因为之前汤库他坐在车子就需要推车，然后他在推车里面会很躁动，但是今天他可以出来，所以他坐车坐得很开心。对狗来说比较友善，然后比较增加它出门的舒适程度。所以如果以后都可以有宠物车厢让狗可以出来的话，应该是很棒的政策。
也不是每一个人对于宠物都能够接受在一个空间里面，所以我觉得要让大家知道说，宠物其实像大家可能觉得宠物会有味道啊什么，可是其实我们自己养宠物的人，可能更在意清洁这件事情。所以如果大众们都知道说是养宠物，大家还是可以保持很干净的环境的话，其实是很好的。
各位毛小孩的爸爸妈妈，大家好，我是。
At isa namang kababayan natin ang kinilala sa ibang bansa dahil sa kanyang natatanging galing sa pagtuturo. Natanggap ni Eleuterio Timbol ang isang parangal para sa pagtuturo nito ng Science and Mathematics sa mga estudyante ng mga pampublikong paaralan sa New York. Ito ay matapos niyang makamit ang 2024 Sloan Awards for Excellence in Teaching Science and Mathematics na ginanap sa Estados Unidos noong nakaraang buwan. Ayon sa Fund for the City of New York website, ang naturang award ay iginagawad sa mga guro na ginugugol ang kakaibang dedikasyon upang tulungan ang mga estudyante na umangat sa kanilang edukasyon. Lumaki si Timbol sa Pilipinas at isa siya sa 9 na anak ng kanyang mga magulang. Siya ay kasalukuyan nagtuturo sa High School for Law Enforcement and Public Safety. Kinilala po si Timbol dahil sa kanyang naging tungkulin sa pagtulong sa pagpapalitan ng mga Filipino-American educators sa bansa. Gayon din ang pagpapayaman ng antas ng edukasyon sa gitna ng dalawang bansa. Noong taong 2022, si Timbol ay isa sa 54 na guro sa pampublikong paaralan ng New York na nakatanggap ng Governor's Empire State Excellence in Teaching Award. Congratulations, another proud Filipino.
Mr. Eleuterio Timbol, sir, saludo kami sa iyo. Alam mo, nakaka-proud talaga maging isang guro, lalo na sa panahon na to dahil napakarami ng batang tinuturuan.
Alam ba, pangarap ko dati yan, maging guro. Isa sa mga pangarap ko magtayo talaga ng paaralan para, di ba, makalinang tayo ng husay talaga ng kabataan.
Yan.
Imagine mo, kung ibang bansa pa talagang na-acknowledge at na-recognize si Ginoong Timbol, nako, I'm sure po na proud po ang inyong 8 mga kapatid dahil pang siyam sila sa mga anak ng magulang.
Ibig sabihin yan, mahusay siyang talaga. Sabi ko nga, kung hindi ako nakapag-asawa, malamang isa akong guro. Kasi yan talaga, hindi talagang pagmamahal ko yung may natututo dahil sa akin. Malaking bagay yun, Ricky, di ba? Na ikaw ang dahilan na nagkaroon ng magandang kinabukasan ng isang bata o isang tao dahil sa mga naituro mo sa kanya ng bata pa siya.
And as they say, teaching is one of the most noble professions ever. So congratulations po ulit.
Congratulations
At nako, ang galing-galing naman ng Taiwan. Pet-friendly na ang kanilang mga train
isa pa yan.
stations.
Ikaw ba, aso o pusa?
Parehong meron eh. Parehong meron. May pagungpa. Ayan.
Siguro safe sabihin na mahilig tayo sa hayop, no? Mapagmahal tayo sa paligid, mapagmahal tayo sa hayop. Ako, mas hilig ko ang pusa, pero mahal ko rin ang mga aso. Kasi nung nasa UP sa boarding house dati, may kaisa-isang aso doon. Mahal ko yun si Gucci.
Ay, nako, alam ba dito sa Net25, pangalanan nga natin, meron diyang aso din sa labas. Ayan, pero napakabait.
May love story yun, pero wag na tayong pumunta doon.
Sa susunod naman, banteran natin ang love story kapag pinag-usapan natin ang pag-iibigan ng ating mga alagang hayop. At syempre, narito kami para maghatid ng balitang matatag, matapang, matapat, saan mang dako na mundo. Muli, ako po si Ricky Matay.
At ako naman si Nina Richie Alagaw Flores at ito ang Mata ng Agila International. Para sa balitang nangyari sa iba't ibang panig ng mundo, punta naman tayo kay Alma Angeles para sa Net25 World News. Alma!
Thank you, Nina and Ricky. And now for the headlines. Indiana police shooting, a mass shooting outside a mall in Indianapolis injured 7 children, the youngest just 12, and authorities are now investigating and searching for the suspects. The Baltimore Bridge collapse. Workers are beginning to remove a massive piece of the collapsed bridge in Baltimore, and this will hopefully aid recovery efforts and reopen the critical shipping lane. The Philippines is boosting its maritime security. President Marcos Jr. issued a directive to strengthen maritime security coordination in the South China Sea amid rising tensions. And the Corpus Christi's Global Grub Hub, a new grocery store in Corpus Christi, Texas, offers a unique selection of exotic and imported foods, catering to adventurous eaters. Good evening, and tonight, Indianapolis is reeling after a shooting outside a mall left 7 children wounded, the youngest only 12. And police haven't identified any suspects, but believe multiple weapons were involved.
I have a juvenile male shot twice, left arm with leg, tourniquet being applied.
It is extremely concerning to us that so many of our young people have been victims of gun violence this evening. Once again, we have a situation in which young people are resolving conflict with firearms, and it has to stop.
Now, police were already on patrol Saturday night when they heard gunfire. They discovered a large group of kids, 6 of whom had been shot. Frantically calling for medics, officers began administering aid on the scene. Another injured child arrived at the hospital later that same night. And this incident is just the latest in a string of shootings in Indianapolis over the past 2 weeks. Last weekend, police fatally shot a suspect who had shot 5 people outside a bar. The weekend prior, an argument at a bar led to a shooting that killed 1 person and injured 5 others. Authorities emphasize that conflict should never escalate to gun violence, as the consequences are irreversible.
Conflict should not lead to somebody pulling out a gun and trying to resolve it. The consequences are eternal.
And they believe this latest shooting stemmed from an argument and suspect that multiple firearms were also involved. Currently, they are reviewing surveillance footage to identify the suspect. And also tonight marks a milestone in the ongoing recovery efforts at the Key Bridge wreckage. The first beam has been successfully lifted away by crane, showcasing progress in the arduous task ahead. However, while this achievement is noteworthy, it also represents just the beginning of a long and challenging endeavor. Take a look.
This is going to take time to clear this section of the collapse. It's not going to take hours. It's not going to take days. But once we complete this phase of the work, we can move more tugs and more barges and more boats into the area to accelerate our recovery. This is not just about Maryland. This is about our nation's economy. The port handles more cars and more farm equipment, more than any other port inside this country. And at least 8,000 workers on the docks have jobs that have been directly affected by this collapse.
Now, Coast Guard footage captured the diligent work of crews, as you can see here, using cutting torches to delicately slice through the steel. Officials have confirmed the success of the initial salvage operations, including the removal of a substantial 200-ton bridge segment last Saturday. In the wake of this tragedy, the search for the 4 missing individuals remains a top priority. The difficult conditions have hampered efforts to recover the bodies of the road workers, all Latino immigrants who died when the bridge collapsed, with just 2 of 6 bodies recovered so far.
A country where immigrants are often demonized, from the floor of the General Assembly to the halls of Congress. Here, we are reminded once again about the enormous contribution that the immigrants made to this country, how together with U.S. border workers, we build this country.
And despite the ongoing 24/7 operation in the water, political debates in Washington have emerged. Some Republicans have criticized President Biden's swift promise to fund a new bridge in Baltimore. Nevertheless, amidst this tragedy, there is an opportunity for bipartisan cooperation, just as politicians come together to pass infrastructure packages, and they can unite to support Baltimore in this time of need. On Saturday in Oklahoma, another bridge pillar was struck, and this time by a barge, leading to the temporary closure of the span over the Arkansas River. Take a look. Now, thankfully, the impact did not result in the collapse of the bridge. With 2 such incidents occurring within less than a week of each other, concerns about the state of America's aging infrastructure are mounting. Undoubtedly, this latest incident will prompt reflection within the nation's bridge building and engineering communities, urging them to consider necessary measures to ensure the safety and longevity of vital infrastructure. And there are global implications following the collapse of that major bridge in the U.S. city of Baltimore. Net 25's correspondent at large, Thomas I. Likeness, looks at how this disaster affects global trade and the people who depend on the port for their livelihood. Take a look.
This dramatic video of a major American bridge collapsing last Tuesday captured the attention of viewers worldwide. It also captured the attention of trade experts who wonder how much of the global supply chain will collapse along with the bridge. Wreckage from the structure has now blocked the entrance to the Port of Baltimore, the 9th busiest in the United States. Dock workers there handled more than 1 million shipping containers last year. Much of that volume was exported goods, things like hundreds of thousands of vehicles, farm and construction machinery, and commodities such as coal. For almost a week now, nothing has been coming into or leaving the port. Transportation and infrastructure expert Kevin DeGood says inbound ships can be rerouted to other ports on the East Coast. But what about those nearly 40 ships that are trapped in Chesapeake Harbor? DeGood says, for now, they're stuck.
The number one priority is going to be pulling out the wreckage so that that shipping lane can be reopened and traffic can begin to flow and the port's operations can return to mostly normal.
And while operations at the port are idle, losses are rapidly adding up. DeGood says the initial impact is in the millions of dollars.
What the total ultimately is going to depend on how quickly we can get the sea lane back up and running.
For now, shipping companies are relying on other ports. But DeGood worries if it takes too long to reopen Baltimore's docks, the shipping traffic may not come back.
What you don't want is for the shipping channel to be out of commission so long that those reroutings become permanent. If it's a relatively short period of disruption, the business relationships between the Port of Baltimore and those carriers will remain intact.
For now, no one is even speculating on how long it will take to clear the harbor entrance so maritime traffic can again freely flow in and out of the port. And locally, tens of thousands of people in the area who either work on the docks or whose employment is related to port activities, well, they're hurting.
And joining us from Edmonton, here's Thomas I Likeness. Thomas.
Yes, good evening. Good evening, Alma.
Good evening, Thomas.
Good.
So for the people who have been thrown out of work from this collapse, what help is available for them?
Right now, the state of Maryland is trying to come up with some emergency legislation for income replacement. Now, that's going to help the 8,000 dock workers who have no job right now. But there's a lot of other people hurt. As we alluded to earlier, about 140,000 people depend on that port for all or part of their income. Truck drivers who haul containers away are an example. Companies that service the port, even the restaurants where workers buy their lunch, they're all going to be affected by this. It's estimated the payroll loss in the area will be in the billions of dollars, and that's a lot of money coming out of the economy. Alma?
That is indeed a lot of money. Thank you, Thomas, and we'll be waiting for more updates as they become available. Thank you, Thomas, for your time.
Thank you, Alma.
In a notable move, the United States has approved the transfer of billions of dollars in bombs and fighter jets to Israel, as reported by Washington Post. And this decision comes amidst public expressions of concern regarding the looming Israeli invasion of Gaza's Rafah and the escalating civilian casualties in the enclave. Reporting from Washington, D.C., here's Jeff Sanidad.
Good morning from Washington, D.C., and good evening to you there, Alma. That's right, President Biden has given the green light to billions of dollars worth of weaponry for Israel, despite growing tension between the White House and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu regarding a military operation in southern Gaza. The Washington Post initially reported this new arms transfer, which includes Mk-84 2000 bombs and the approval of 25 F-35 fighter jets and engines by the State Department, as cited by a U.S. official. These moves aim to fulfill long-standing weapons deals authorized by Congress, some standing back to 2008. The United States allocates $3.8 billion annually in military assistance to Israel. However, strains in the relationship have surfaced, particularly after the U.S. declined to veto a UN Security Council resolution urging an immediate ceasefire in Gaza. Netanyahu responded by canceling a scheduled DC visit by an Israeli delegation meant to discuss Israel's plans for a ground invasion in Rafah. However, the meeting is now being rescheduled. In light of these ongoing developments, Democrats have been urging President Biden to place conditions on arms sales to Israel. They argue that the U.S. bears a responsibility to withhold weapons due to Israel's bombardment in Gaza, resulting in mass civilian casualties and restriction on aid distribution. In Washington, D.C., Jeff Sanidad for Net 25 World News. Back to you, Alma.
Thanks, Jeff. Coming up next, amidst escalating tensions in the South China Sea, President Marcos Jr. has taken decisive action to safeguard territorial integrity by issuing Executive Order 57. He emphasized that this directive aims to address the serious challenges threatening not only our country's territorial integrity, but also the peaceful existence of Filipinos.
Mula sa Net25 News, ako po si Alex Santos.
At ako naman po si Ali Soto.
Matatag, matapang at matapat na balitaan.
Yan ang aming ihahatid Lunes hanggang Biyernes.
Alas 6 hanggang alas 7:30 ng gabi. Mata ng Agila Prime Time dito sa Net25.
Let's get together. Net 25. Net 25.
Welcome back. In a bid to safeguard territorial integrity amidst escalating tensions in the South China Sea, President Marcos Jr. has issued a directive to bolster maritime security coordination. He said the EO 57 is a response to the serious challenges that threaten not only the country's territorial integrity, but also the peaceful existence of Filipinos. Now, this move comes in response to a series of confrontations in the disputed waters, with China laying claim to vast swathes of the region, overlapping with territories claimed by the Philippines and neighboring nations. The recent clash arose when China employed water cannons to obstruct a Philippine resupply mission to the Second Thomas Shoal, where Filipino soldiers have been stationed on a grounded warship for the past quarter century. Filipino crew members sustained injuries during the altercation. To fortify maritime security efforts, President Marcos has restructured the government's Maritime Council, broadening its scope and incorporating key agencies, including the Armed Forces of the Philippines. The revamped National Maritime Council will spearhead strategic initiatives to ensure a cohesive and effective approach to maritime security and domain awareness. Furthermore, the President has expanded the Council's support network to include diverse stakeholders such as the Space Agency and academic institutions specializing in maritime law. The move underscores the multifaceted nature of maritime security challenges and the need for a comprehensive response. Meanwhile, China blamed the recent escalation of tension in the fiercely disputed South China Sea to actions taken by the Philippines. Foreign Ministry spokesperson Lin Jian asserted that the Philippines was responsible for instigating conflict and engaging in provocative actions regarding the South China Sea matter. Take a look.
The report distorts the truth and calls white black. China firmly opposes it. Who has been stirring up trouble and making provocations on the South China Sea issue? Who's been breaching the common understandings between our two countries and reneged on their own commitments? Who's been staging a show and hyping up tensions? Who's been pulling forces outside the region to interfere in the issue? China has provided details about the situation several times before. Whenever the Philippines carries out an operation in the South China Sea, it brings journalists along, including photojournalists from third countries. Why would the Philippines do that? I believe anyone, fair-minded and unbiased, can see this clearly. I also want to stress that it is the job and responsibility of journalists to report the truth. I hope that relevant associations and journalists will stay objective and present the whole picture and report what actually happened in an accurate way.
And amidst the growing tensions, the U.S. reiterated its commitment to defending the Philippines under the Mutual Defense Treaty of 1951, warning against any armed aggression towards Philippine forces, aircraft, or ships. However, Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Lin Jian dismissed external interference, emphasizing China's stance on the South China Sea issue. Take a look.
These waterways are critical to the Philippines, to its security, to its economy, but they're also critical to the interests of the region, the United States, and the world. It's why we stand with the Philippines and stand by our ironclad defense commitments, including under the Mutual Defense Treaty. Article 4 extends to armed attacks on the Filipino armed forces, public vessels, aircraft, including those of its Coast Guard, anywhere in the South China Sea.
美国不是南海问题的当事方，也无权介入中非两国之间的涉海问题。
The ruling by the Permanent Court of Arbitration in The Hague, which upheld Philippine sovereign rights in its exclusive economic zone under the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, was grounded in the principles of this international legal framework. And despite the U.S. not ratifying UNCLOS, it acknowledges its validity as international law. In 2016, the tribunal's decision deemed China's expansive territorial claims in the disputed waters illegal, reinforcing the importance of respecting UNCLOS. The Department of Foreign Affairs emphasized China's obligation to adhere to the tribunal's ruling, highlighting the significance of upholding international law in resolving maritime disputes. Furthermore, Beijing's actions in the region have compounded tensions. Over the years, China has constructed artificial islands and fortified them with military installations, while also deploying a variety of vessels, including Coast Guard boats, Navy ships, and a state-backed maritime militia in disputed areas. And now we have the privilege of welcoming Dr. Carlos Tabunda, Dean at the School of International Relations, New Era University, and the go-to expert of ASEAN in Focus. Dr. Tabunda, welcome to the show.
Hello, good afternoon, Alma.
Good evening, Dr. Tabunda.
Good evening for inviting me again.
All right, Dr. Tabunda, could you provide further insights into these expanded support network for the National Maritime Council just approved by President Marcos?
Well, I hear some quarters saying that, okay, this is another creation, this is another bureaucratic creation, and we don't necessarily need this to respond to a crisis. The thing is, some sectors say that the strengthening of the National Maritime Council or its previous incarnations should have been done much long before this present crisis we are in now. But as it is, okay, it's all right for the government to do something to really respond to the present crisis. But the thing is will this really be an effective mechanism to safeguard Philippine interests when it comes to the conflict with China and the South China Sea?
Mm-hmm. On a related note, sir, navigating the complexities of tensions in the South China Sea, we know this is no small feat, but in your opinion, what approach holds the most promise for resolving these disputes and fostering stability in the region? Furthermore, how do you foresee the implementation or support of such an approach?
Okay, whatever it is in international relations, you always have to exhaust all diplomatic avenues, especially if there is already escalation of tension in this situation. We see now the constant water cannon to our Philippine vessels. So the thing is, with the Philippines and China should continue. And if you look at the position of the Philippines, the question that should always be asked is, what is in our best national interest on how to respond to this crisis? Is it in our best national interest to continue, giving into the demands of some of our traditional powers, which means just further escalate the tension, or should we sit down and talk with China? Because, for example, we are Asians, and Asians prefer face-saving techniques. They prefer one-on-one dialogues between contending parties. So whatever it is, all diplomatic avenues should be exhausted to de-escalate the situation. It is not in our national interest to engage in any, for example, shooting war, which we hope will not happen in the South China Sea. It's not in our national interest to engage in any, in furthering the tension that's currently occurring within the South China Sea. So we should exhaust all diplomatic avenues. We should sit down, we should face China and engage in dialogues, exhausting all diplomatic avenues in order to de-escalate this problem.
All right. Thank you very much for your input. We certainly hope for constructive solutions to emerge from this sea dispute, aiming for peaceful resolutions that prevent any further escalation of tensions. Thank you, Dr. Tabunda, for your valuable input. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
And now for the full story behind France's solemn mission to repatriate fallen soldiers from Dien Bien Phu. We turn to our correspondent in Vietnam, Faye Ramos. Faye, what can you tell us about this historic event?
Tonight, France is preparing to repatriate the bodies of 6 soldiers who fell during one of the most pivotal moments in its colonial history. Dien Bien Phu, a name etched in the annals of time, stands as a testament to the clash of empires, the echoes of which still resonate today. Dien Bien Phu, nestled in the rugged terrain of northern Vietnam, became the stage for an epic showdown in 1954. Here, French colonial forces, armed with superior weaponry, found themselves ensnared by Vietnamese communist fighters. The valley bore witness to a ferocious battle that raged for under 2 months, claiming thousands of lives on both sides. This was no ordinary skirmish. It was a culmination of colonial ambition meeting local resistance. The French, entrenched in their stronghold, faced relentless bombardment from Vietnamese artillery. In the end, it wasn't just a military defeat, it was the unraveling of France's colonial grip on Indochina. The aftermath of Dien Bien Phu resonated far beyond the battlefield. Vietnam, once a part of French Indochina, was divided into the communist-led north, guided by the indomitable Ho Chi Minh, and a southern regime supported by the United States. What followed were decades of conflict, culminating in the Vietnam War and eventual reunification in 1975. Today, what was once French Indochina has evolved into the vibrant nations of Laos, Cambodia, and Vietnam, each bearing the scars and stories of their tumultuous past. And now, as France prepares to bring home the fallen from Dien Bien Phu, we are reminded that history, even in its darkest moments, serves as a beacon of remembrance and reconciliation.
Reporting from Hanoi, Vietnam, this is Ria Ramos. Back to the studio.
Thank you, Ria. Meanwhile, tonight we also witnessed a remarkable display of compassion and community spirit as members of the Iglesia Ni Cristo come together to donate blood through their socio-civic campaigns. Faye Ramos is back with this report.
We are here in National Institute of Hematology and Blood Transfusion, witnessing the members of the Iglesia Ni Cristo voluntarily donate blood through the social civic campaigns. It is truly heartwarming to see the members of the Iglesia Ni Cristo coming together to support the community in such a meaningful way. By voluntarily donating blood, they are not only helping those in need, but are also setting a great example for others to follow.
The unity and generosity shown by the members of Iglesia Ni Cristo in participating in this event exemplify the spirit of compassion and community support that can make a significant impact on the well-being of others. These kinds of socio-civic activities benefit volunteers because it provides them a sense of fulfillment and purpose, while also promoting a healthier lifestyle. Medical studies have shown that donating blood can reduce the risk of heart disease and certain types of cancers, while also helping to maintain healthy iron levels in the body.
The desire to help save lives and contribute to the well-being of others are always my strong motivation to donate blood. I feel genuinely happy because I know that wide form of helping life, I can truly unite with the different endeavors inside the church, such as this, through INC giving activities and projects.
Donating blood is very important because it saves lives and beneficial to our health. I am happy and glad that I am one of the volunteers because giving is the way of life, and I can show my unity with the church administration.
Each of us is responsible for helping others. The gift of blood is a gift for someone's life. I am convinced that by supporting this fantastic cause, we can all help to improve and save the lives of many individuals. It is my second time donating blood. And the good news is that my small efforts can give others a chance in life. If you qualify and are a healthy adult, blood donation is a fully safe procedure. Stay fit, eat well, give blood, and be the reason for someone's existence. Never forget that every blood donor is a hero.
When the brethren heard about the INC Giving project, about the blood donation, they were very excited because they were able to help other people and also to unite with the church administration. The brethren are just waiting for more INC Giving activities, and that is why when we have other activities about INC Giving, they are always prepared and ready to participate and unite with the church administration. And some of our upcoming activities is to help others in need, just like about giving aid to those who are in the orphanage. Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, our beloved executive minister, we are very thankful to our Lord God because He continues to use you for us to have the opportunity to prove our membership in the church and our divine election by conducting INC Giving projects. We thank you for always giving us the chance to do our activities and approving the INC Giving projects. And we promise that we will always unite with you.
Reporting from Hanoi, Vietnam, this is Ria Ramos. Back to the studio.
And finally, in our news, in Corpus Christi, Texas, a group of residents with a passion for global flavors came together to create a haven for adventurous eaters. And their mission? To transform the grocery shopping experience by offering a curated selection of exotic foods and hard-to-find imported products, all under one roof. Kathleen Jane Gregorio reports.
Residents in Corpus Christi, Texas don't have to travel to another continent to taste exotic foods or wait for family and friends to bring them back hard-to-find gifts and souvenirs from other countries. A new locally owned store, V-Mart, has recently opened its doors, offering a one-stop shop for imported goods and Asian fusion-inspired cuisine. The idea for V-Mart was sparked when, one day, co-owner Zoe Tran and her colleagues expressed frustration at the lack of international products found in their city.
We have to go Houston, we have to go Austin, we have to buy stuff online, and why Corpus Christi don't have one? Why Corpus Christi missing this ability for, amazing products for all the country? It's not just about specific any, but all Asian products. So we just make our dream, just like, we should do something, we do some research, and we're like, we should start something here.
Thus, Zoe and her partners decided to launch their own store, encouraging customers to share feedback of international merchandise they wish to see on the shelves.
Our management team, V-Mart, V-Team, Zoe, Cece, Justin, Nathan, Saya, in a group of people, we talk and we say, let's make it happen. Let's make it a victory. So that's what the name of V-Mart come from. V is for victory, and we come up with the idea of that.
With the growing popularity of social media highlighting products from other countries, shoppers began regularly requesting for these items to be made available locally.
Whenever you step into V-Mart, it has everything. Everything from cooking, from grocery, from food, from daily, from bakery, from any country that we have it here. It's just not just like something similar like Walmart. It's something like, okay, Japanese style, cooking chopstick, like a Japanese pan, or Korean hat or pillow, and sandal or lip gloss from all different countries. Korean, Vietnamese, Chinese, Philippines have a lot of variety of very good snack and a lot of candy, different style. And instant noodle is the most popular selling in here, like Korean instant noodle, Chinese instant noodle, Vietnamese, bulldog noodle is really popular right now.
A lot of the bigger cities have bigger international type markets, so this is a great addition to Corpus Christi. And I like to cook Asian food, so it comes in handy to have to get, you know, specialized coconut milk and curries and vegetables that you can't get in the regular market.
It just brings a different selection to Corpus. We don't have a lot of options for the type of items that are offered in V-Mart. You'll find a little bit in stores locally, but you won't have the full complete variety that you'll find here in V-Mart. And I think that's really important because everybody wants to have options here.
Tell us about who you brought with you today.
So we brought Kai. This is Kai here. She's a 2-year-old Australian Labradoodle. She's kind of a local celebrity around here. We've gotten to the point now where everybody kind of starts to recognize her. We've gone into stores and, you know, people will just be like, hey, Kai, and so they know her. And it's so important to support our people within the community here. They're our family, they're our friends, they're also our following.
We hope that V-Mart can be a place for family, friends can come together, have fun together, shop together, and dine together.
In Corpus Christi, Texas, I'm Jane Kathleen Gregorio for Net 25 World News.
Thank you, Kathleen. And that's it for tonight's broadcast. I'm Alma Angeles. Thank you for joining us. Good night.